So hello. So this is a video about me just reviewing what I did today. It's not like tutorial, like I'm not that good yet. I'm still learning programming. The purpose of this video is to improve my explanation skills of code, and also by reviewing code, it sticks on my head better. So I'm doing this. Anyway, let's start. So yesterday I stopped right before I added a function of delete button. So I created button of delete by doing this create element and set the margin. And then I actually start calling function when you click the button. So before that, I want to go through here that I added another object, I'd say. Is it object value? Object. So I add ID, ID1, ID2, ID3. The purpose of these ID is to detect which element you want to delete. So if you select second element, which is ID2, this ID2 is going to be removed from array. So when you press the button, uh, you make value of delete button, which is doing event target. Event target is useful when you want to specify which button you're targeting. So when you press this, it means you're choosing the this button. So delete button is selected this button, and it gets this button's ID, which is ID1, and it goes inside. It assigns into ID2 delete. So to-dos filter is like for loop. It just goes through each values inside array, inside to-dos. So first is select the first element, first object inside array. So it select this get groceries, this date, and ID1. Once it selects, it compares with the ID that you assigned in advance. So this delete button ID, which is ID1, because I showed an example that I was pressing the first one. So ID1 is selected. So this one, uh, first first value inside array is going to be and if you specify ID, then it's going to be ID1. Then it's also ID1, so it's going to return false. It means that value is not going to be returned, which means it's not going to be added inside to-dos. So it ignores adding the first values, and then next it goes to the second values inside array. And when you compare the second and first one, it is not the same, so it goes to else, so return true. So it's added inside to-dos array. And the third one is the same. It's going to be added in to-dos. So as a result, you'll get the second and third values inside this new array, and render is I explained yesterday's, so it resets all the values inside. It, it resets all of these things, and it reprint all values again, which is these two. So when I delete this, it just goes away. and it recreates those two values. So I went through all the process and I want to explain these comment. So yeah, this is what I learned something new. Date get time, so you can get a current time. I set that as an ID, so it'll be unique. This produces. Oh, this is always integer value, which can be a problem because if it's this is a string now because I'm adding this blank string text. But for this one, this ID is going to be an integer value. But if you do that, when you add another one and add it, these IDs are string values because I assign those string ID inside this. So they're all string. But for this ID, this is integer, which is going to be a problem when it compares the where is it? When it compares to the ID and ID to delete. Because to do ID is oh, this is wait, this has to be string, but you can't compare string and integer. So it's whatever you do, it just becomes always true, so it doesn't delete. But I want to know the reason why it's always string to do ID. Um, Use ID. Hmm. I guess this part, it's converting that this ID into string. No, I don't think so. Where's this to's ID getting? Oh, I need to search more about it. Anyway, when this is string and when this is integer, it's not going to be work. Like, it's not considered as a same value, so it doesn't go through here, so it doesn't return false ever. Oh, that's another one. So it doesn't delete. That was that problem. Um, so I need to convert this into string. This is a JavaScript moment. I had a mistake here. So I was not sure why delete button was not working first time, but this was the problem. I was making this capital, but apparently this is the one. I guess when you use Visual Studio Code and when you call function and when it's working correctly, it shows yellow. That make so you I should have looked carefully about this pattern so that I could notice this error easier. It took a lot of time for me to recheck everything. I was actually looking at inside code and what's wrong with that, but there was nothing wrong. But the thing that was wrong is only this. Okay, so that's what I did today, and I'm going to end the video tomorrow. I so the school has started, so I'd like to do review of those courses and also personal learning JavaScript. So that's my plan for now. Thank you for watching.